tell me, Nathan, no matter what happens, I've got your back. I've got your back. But when I found myself in some trouble and I was walking with seven friends who told me that they got my back, I looked around at my back and all of them were gone. They were running. They left me to deal with the problem on my own, man. You know what I'm saying? And you might say, well, yeah, but what's that got to do with the government? It's the same thing, my friend. It's just a bigger scale. It's just a bigger thing. It's just a bigger picture. But the picture, if you narrow down the picture, just think of a close friend. A close friend you might have had, and that friend, you would never expect him or her to portray you. Yeah? And there's something that happened in your life, and someone said something about you, or someone done something to you, and you're looking out from your close friends. You know, you're looking outwards, thinking that it's a stranger who done it, but not realizing it's your closest friend who knows you very well, talks to you every day on the phone, goes out with you partying or go out with you on a day trip or whatever, comes to your house and spend time with you, have coffee and slice of cake with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Buy you something on your birthday. Do you know what I'm saying? Why would you expect them to do something wrong to you? But when you look closer to home, I've heard this story so many times. I can tell you a story myself. You know what I'm saying? When you look closer to home, you will see that there's a snake in your home. There's a snake who visits your home. And most of the time it's your close friend. Your close friend. Sometimes close friends, they get jealous of you. They can't bear to see you doing well. But when they're with you, guess what they're doing? They're celebrating with you and encouraging you to keep on doing well. But behind your back, they are setting up a trap to catch you in. You know? And I'm still talking about your close friend. But now I'm going to push on to the government, because I want you to kind of picture what I'm trying to say to you. The government acts like they are our close friend. There's a lot of times we've catch out the government already, you know what I'm saying? But as time passes and life goes on, the government will try and patch up their wrongdoing and make us forget what they done to us 10 years ago. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. So, like I said, your close friend, you would never expect your close friend to set you up. Would you? You wouldn't expect that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I had a close friend and I used to be with this friend every day, you know, and I want to say RIP to him as well, because, you know, in fact, tomorrow would have been his birthday. So I'm going to have a drink for him, you know. God bless him, you know. You know what I'm saying? One of my closest friends. He passed away from taking steroids. You know what I'm saying? You know, my birthday is February, his birthday is a month after mine, and me and him have the same birthday. You know, his is on the 6th, mine is on the 6th. Do you know what I'm saying? My close friend. But one time I was on the bus with my close friend, and it was me and him, and it was a business what we could have, how can I put it to you? A business deal what we could have dealt with, yeah? And there was a bigger boy than us who was well known in the area, who was there at the time, but they'd see that we was trying to do this business deal on the bus. So he overlooked it because he could have just come and take it all for himself. He's a bigger boy to us. You know what I'm saying? He's well known in the area. But being he see that we were trying as young youths to make a business deal, he looked at us and said to us, both of us, he said, "You got that, yeah?" And we looked at him and said, "Yeah, we got that, bruv." So that's why he never interfered what we was doing. Or otherwise he could have. Yeah? So he left that day. But in the evening time, he must have met my friend. Yeah? In fact, let's go back a bit. So when we was on the bus and there was a deal for me and my friend, my closest friend, to deal with, yeah, At the last moment, my friend told me that he doesn't want to deal with it no more. That's what he told me. I was up for it. I was game for it. I was up for it to do this business deal. But my friend, my close friend, told me he don't want to do it no more. So he's my close friend. If he's not feeling comfortable in doing that business deal, then I'm his close friend. I'm gonna support him in his choice and in his decision, and I'm gonna, be with my close friend. So that same evening, what happened now? Me and my close friend was at my house, playing music and that, playing music. He's a music artist like myself, and we're practicing, rehearsing because we had a stage show to do in front of 900 people the next day in Hatley Downs Park. So he slept at my house that same night. And what happened now? He must have went to the shop and he went to the shop on his own. And he did see the same top boy or the top guy who we did see, me and my friend, my close friend, did see on the bus that day. And the top boy asked my friend, did him and Nathan, me, deal with that business deal? And guess what my close friend said to the top boy? My close friend said, no, we didn't deal with it because Nathan pulled out at the last moment. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. My close friend. Remember I told you that he pulled out. He pulled out. I got to laugh about this sometimes, You know what I'm saying? God bless him, rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? I have no grudge against him. I love him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not here on the living land today, he was my best friend and he will still always be my best friend. God bless him. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's gone to a better place. But that's what he told the top boy. He didn't have the decency to tell the top boy that, you know what, Nathan was up for it. Or he could have said that both of us were up for it. He didn't even need to say that I was up for it and he weren't up for it. He could have said me and my friend Nathan were up for it. That's why we left it alone. But I was up for it. You know what I'm saying? I was up for it. But him as my best friend at the last moment, he told me he's not up for it. So when he told me that, I thought, you know what? He's my best friend. I'm going to support him. I'm going to stay with my best friend. But when he went to the shop, he did see the same guy who was on the bus, who asked him, did you guys deal with that business deal? And my best friend lied and said, no, we never. And then he actually made up a reason why we never by blaming me, saying that at the last minute I bottled out from it. I decided to pull out from it at the last minute. Now, believe it or not, him doing that could have got me beaten up that day. The truth is, I'm talking about London City. That's what could have happened to me. And even to go further, I could have got bodily harm that day. You know what I'm saying? Because the top boy was saying that he was going to deal with it. But being he sees that we were going to deal with it, he says, you know what? Being you guys going to do it, I'm going to leave it down to you. But don't let me hear, basically he's saying, don't let me hear that you guys never deal with it. And I was going to deal with it, but my close friend at the last moment told me and said, hey, Nate, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with it, man. And I said, cool, bruv. That's cool, man. I'm with you, man. Whatever you want to do, you're my close friend. You know what I'm saying? We're like brothers. I'm cool. I'm going to back you all the way. And then he's staying at my house. My close friend staying at my house. Go to the local shop. See the top boy who was on the bus with us, who was going to deal with the business deal anyway. But when he see that we was dealing with it, he left it alone because he thought we was going to deal with it. And he told that top boy that the reason why we never deal with it is because Nathan pulled that at the last moment. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And I never know nothing about this. We went the next day, slept, he came back, slept at my house. You know what I'm saying? We got up in the morning, had shower. You know what I'm saying? He had his shower, I had my shower. Got dressed into our new clothes because we're doing a performance in Hatley Downs Park. There's more than 900 people there who's going to watch us perform. You know what I'm saying? We're music artists. He's my best friend beside me. We went and done that. And he never told me nothing about what he said until I did see the top boy another day when I weren't with my best friend, and he was pointing at me and said that how come, he was upset with me and saying to me, how come I never deal with that business deal? If he did know, he would have dealt with it himself. And I said, what do you mean? He says, your friend told me that you pulled out at the last moment. And when I heard that, my heart was pounding, like to say, my best friend would never do that. He's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? But when the top boy told me, and the way he told me, I knew that my best friend didn't actually do that. Didn't actually do that. And why I give you this story here is because, you see, that's the smaller picture about the best friends. But when you pull it to the government, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes a bigger picture might look bigger because you're talking about the government, you're talking about the world and everything. But if you narrow down the picture, it's the same example what I just gave you about my best friend. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. They act like they are with you. They act like they are for you. But behind your back, can I speak it the way I want to speak it? Behind your back, they are setting traps for you. You know what I'm saying? They're setting traps for you, my friend. And this is what the government is doing. I don't care who they are, Labour, whoever they are. They're all corrupt. Do you know what I'm saying? They're all corrupt. I remember sitting down with an MP one time. And I remember the MP said quite a few things to me that day. But I remember him saying, you know what I'm saying? Him saying that the population in this world is too big. It is too big. And that stuck with me. Because as a man of God, I'm thinking to myself, the population of this world is too big. Okay, that's something you think, yeah? You're just an MP, but that's what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And the way he said it to me, you know when someone says it to you, it's like there's a meaning behind it? It's like, the way he said it is like to say, people have to die. People have to die. Because the population is too big. Yeah? And this is what these government people are doing. And if it's not the government are doing the dirty work for a higher source. This new Lord order is not the government. The government is part of it, but they are the puppets in it. They are not the top man. The top people, we will never see them. They're not in politics. You know what I'm saying? They don't have their name in the press or in the newspaper or nothing like that. They are hidden, secret people who live in big mansions, you know what I'm saying, and earn big salaries without even picking up a pencil. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And they are the ones who speak to the president and speak to the government and tell them what to do. And many years ago, they've been saying that there's too much of us. The population is too big. People have to go. People have to go. You know what I'm saying? God is creating people, and he's not saying that there's the population is too big. God is happy with the population. You know what I'm saying? So what gives a man the right to say that the population is too big? If the population is too big and you want people to go, why don't you go? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? You're MP? Okay, so what gives you the right to live more than a person who's a poor person or whoever you are? What gives you the right to say that people have to go? You're not none bigger than them just because you're an MP. No man has the right to say when a man supposed to lose their life. You are not God. You know what I'm saying? It's God who gives life. Do you know what I'm saying? But this new world order, they've got so much money, but they want more money. And the less population on this earth, that means more of the money goes to them. They are greedy people, my friend. They are greedy people. But yet they make the government act like they are our friends. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you look at the news, and you see the government talking and everything, you're gonna think that the government is on your side. You're gonna think that the government is trying to protect us. But the truth is, this virus has been out for over 20 years. Yeah? And how comes it gets loose now? Someone pressed the button. Someone spilled the leakage. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And it's been deliberately leaked. This disease has been deliberately been leaked. Believe me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's deliberately been done. Because how comes you contain it for 20 years? For 20 years you're trying to say to me that you can't find a cure for it? Or you can't destroy it? You see these top scientists, I'm not talking about the scientists who you see on the local news. Yeah, you might think they will say to you, oh, well, this top scientist name whoever, and they come on the news and start talking about this disease. And us, we be sitting at the, looking at all our TVs and, watching closely and listening to what the top scientist is telling us. And we'd be satisfied what that top scientist is telling us. But that top scientist on the TV, he's not a top scientist. He's a puppet from the real top scientists. You see, the real top scientists, why they're not trying to find a cure for diseases, guess what they're doing? They are building diseases. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. They're building it for experiments, and they're building it, for experiment. That's what they're doing. And what they do, if I build something for an experiment, yeah? If I'm a scientist, I build it for an experiment. And I had my experiment in what I did build. And I realized what I did build or create is poison and can affect other people. As a good man first, who has a heart, will say, okay, I've done my experiment. I know that this thing, what I created, is lethal. If it gets out of this lab, it will kill hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. So the best thing I could do as a scientist, a well-educated top scientist, the best thing I could do is to destroy it, because when I leave this room, I need to go to my mansion house. And it's not only me who has a key to this room. And in that position, leaving something what could destroy millions of people, I wouldn't feel right as a top scientist to trust other people with the key who could get into my lab. I wouldn't trust them. I could trust myself because I know that I wouldn't do that to people. I wouldn't destroy other people's lives deliberately. You know what I'm saying? But I can't trust the other people who has access to my lab. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happens. This disease, what they're talking about, it's been in the lab, I don't know if you hear what I'm saying, for over 20 years, my friend. But someone from high sources, higher than the government, my friend, higher than the government, has told the puppets in the government to tell the top scientists to be careless with what they have created, and it's time to spill a leak. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Spill a leak. And when they spill it in far countries, but knowing that it will spread all around the world. And when they have got set a number of people who has passed away from this disease, that's when they find the cure for this disease. And that's when the government looks at me and you and say, we as the government was working day and night to help you guys. We found a cure for this disease. There is no more to disease. You guys, no need to worry. Live your life. And, we helped you. And we clap hands and applaud the government, you know what I'm saying, and say, well done to them and everything like that. And when lecture time come, we vote for the same government again because they helped us in a crisis when it was a big disease that was taking people's lives. But not knowing, remember I told you about my friend, my closest friend, how he portrayed me. and we be clapping to the government like how we, how I treated my closest friend, thinking that he will never betray me, thinking that the government will never betray us because they look like they were on our side when the crisis was happening. Don't you hear what I'm saying? It was them all the time who leaked the virus in the first place. Can I speak? Can I speak my mind? It was them in the first place who leaked the virus in the first place. But we would never know. We would never know. There's rumors saying that, when they said about the Muslim terrorists who came to America and blowed up those buildings, there's rumors that it wasn't the terrorists. I mean, it wasn't the Muslims who done it. It was a setup. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. But yet the Muslims are getting blamed for terrorists. Do you know what I'm saying? And the government are saying that we have to go in and go into the Muslim countries and deal with these terrorists. Yeah? But if you look at the bigger picture, there's some good oil in Iraq. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Iraq is a rich country, rich with oil. And I know, and you know, that these top people, government and these people, they love all the money. And where's the money? The money is in the oil. But to us, they say to us, oh, it's a terrorist attack. You got to be careful of the Muslims. This, that. You know what I'm saying? So now we start thinking, oh, it's a terrorist attack. You know what I'm saying? So our eyes is off what's really happening. And why our eyes is off what's really happening, guess what's happening? They are going right in front of our eyes and taking what they want right in front of us and keeping us blind. And when we wake up, we still think, oh, that was because of the Muslims, or that was because of the terror attacks. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, my friend. I mean, there's bad people in everywhere, in every country and in every religion. There's always someone who does something wrong, you know what I'm saying, and call it religion. You know what I'm saying? It's been happening for centuries. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Christian religion, that's the Muslim religion, the Hindu, or whatever you want to call it. All different religion, they've got a bad apple inside it. You know what I'm saying? Someone decides to do something wrong and call it in God's name. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and I know that God is love. And if any God says that you should take a man's life, you know that God ain't real God. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know Muslims. I got close friends who are Muslims. They're my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Christian. But me and them, when we get together, we don't try and put each other down. We show, in fact, we show even more love to each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And we don't put our religion between our love. Do you know what I'm saying? Muslims are very good people. Real Muslims are very loving, good people. And so are real Christians. Do you know what I'm saying? And Hindu people, they are really good people. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, guys, stop looking on the news, because you know what the news is designed to do? The news is designed to make you scared, my friend. To make you scared. You know what I'm saying? They said AIDS came from Africa. Yeah, AIDS come from Africa. Right? So when they said that to us, guess what happened? All English people, American people don't want to go Africa. Because AIDS come from Africa. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? And we as black people, the black race now, always believed Africa as the motherland. In Africa, that's where Jesus was born, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's what we believe. You know what I'm saying? As Christians. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we believe that Africa is the motherland. Have you seen proper pictures of Africa? All I've seen as a young youth, bruv, at the age of maybe 15 years old. As you can see, I'm a big man now, yeah? I've been through life and I've seen a lot of things in life. But from 15 years old, I have seen pictures of Africa, never been to Africa, but seen the pictures. And in my mind, I said that, even though it's supposed to be the motherland, I don't want to go there. because it looked like poverty. You know what I'm saying? To see them young kids with big bellies and they're not eating properly and drinking all that dirty water and all these kind of things, it makes me feel horrible for them. It makes me cry. I cry. As a big man, I cry when I see those things. I cry for them. Because I don't like to see no human being suffer. None human being. Not even my worstest enemy. I don't want to see no one suffer. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is all I've seen from the age of 16 years old all the way up to now. They're still showing poverty in Africa. But me as a music man, you know what I'm saying, and studying the music side, the Afro beats come from Africa. And these Afro beats music artists are living well, bruv. And they're living in Africa. They're living in mansion houses in Africa. And where they're living, you ain't seen none poverty like that. And they are young men who make a song in the studio and that song made #1 that changed their life. So when I start seeing that part of Africa now, I'm saying, you know what? All these years I said I won't go Africa, boy. My boy's over there, bruv. My brother's over there, bruv. He's making some good hit songs. I want to go over there and sit down with him and talk to him and say, maybe me and him can make a hit song. He's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I know I could go over there and sit down with him and he will listen to me because he knows me and him are brothers. You know what I'm saying? But all these pictures we've been seeing about Africa, you know what I'm saying? It makes you think to yourself, the motherland? Nah, man, that can't be the motherland. You know what I'm saying? Look how much poverty. You know what I'm saying? None rain over there, none this and that. But this is what the media are designed to do. To tell us lies and lies after lies. And how can I put it, hypnotize us. I don't even hear what I'm saying. If you are a person who watch your news every day, let me tell you what you're doing. You're hypnotizing yourself to be blind in what's exactly going on in this world. Am I saying that you shouldn't watch the news? No, I'm not saying that, my friend. But I'm saying don't watch too much of it. You know what I'm saying? There's times when I used to watch the news and they used to say, oh, another knife crime in London, another knife crime in here, a knife crime. So I thought to myself, you know what? So much knife crime is going on out there. I don't even want to go out my house. I don't want to go out my house. You know what I'm saying? But when I go out and speak to the real people out there, you know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? The people who they show with the hoods over their heads, baggy jeans and showing off their boxing shorts and walking like bad man and everything like that. I know a lot of them. I know hundreds and hundreds of them. And guess what? When I see them, guess what happens? They show me love. I don't know hear what I'm saying. They show me love. You know what I'm saying? Even though they look fucked out or whatever you want to call them, fucked out, that's the fashion. That's the fashion what they dress, and some of them are in gangs and some of this is in doing this and doing wrong things. Yes, I know that, but it makes you, when you see it on the media, it makes you turn against your own people and say that, you know what, he's a black brother, he's a black man, but he's not my black brother. So they separate us. For a person like me who's working class, then to see a man in a hoodie jumper, jeans hanging off his waist and talking gangster, it separates me with him and makes me feel that, you know what, I'm going for a better future than him. You know what I'm saying? He's not with me. Even though he's the same color as me, but he's not my brother. They separate us. So when I see a guy like that walking down the road, I kind of cross the road. That's what they want me to do, cross the road from them. Have no eye contact with them because this guy could be a gangster. But they don't know that I'm coming from the gangster life already. Yes, I'm coming from that life already. I used to be the one with the baggy jeans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I mix with them and I know that as much as the media says this is happening in London, and it is happening in London, you know what I'm saying? We can't deny it. You know what I'm saying? But it's only a small population. It's a small population who's going out there doing these wrong things. But if you watch the media, you're going to think that every black man or every young person is carrying knives and carrying guns. That's what you're going to think. But you see, the media is designed to gather up all information and make the information sound so close to home, so close to your doorstep, to make you feel scared in your own house, and that when you go out there, you're worried that you don't bump into these kind of people. But I speak to all these kind of people they call thugs and hoodies. I speak to them every day. I mix with them, I rub shoulders with them. You know why I rub shoulders with them? Because they're not as bad as they put it in the media. They're my brothers, they're my friends, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's always a bad apple in a group of someone. There's always someone who's the bad apple. If you ask a group of people who done something wrong in a group, and you put them separately and ask them individually, did you really want to take that guy's life? Did you really? One of them will say, you know what, all right, he done wrong, but he didn't deserve to die. All I wanted to do maybe is give him a little slap. You know what I'm saying? Just a little hit or something like that. You're not saying that hitting someone is right, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. But if you put these gang members individually and you speak to them, you know what I'm saying, and get to know them as a person, you will see the heart in them. And majority of them didn't want to do nothing stupid to that guy, like take his life. But there was one in the pack. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. There's always one bad apple in the pack that needs to get picked out and be removed from that group. You know what I'm saying? But they failed to remove him from the group. And this one bad apple in the pack, he's been bullied all his life. And now he's at a stage that he has to prove something. He has to prove something to his peers. He has to prove something to his friends. He has to prove something to the people around his estate. So that's why he takes out a knife and takes that person's life. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what's happening. The media are gathering information, close to home. Because if you hear something's happening over Australia, it's not going to really worry you that much, is it? Australia's too far from England, from the UK. But when you hear that, or it's in London or Reading, you say, you know what? That's close to me, bruv. Or it was downtown, or it was just down here. That's close to me. It's about five footsteps from my house where that incident happened. Do you know what I'm saying? And what does it do? It brings fear into you. And people react so much different ways to fear. There's a guy who's sitting in their house and watching the news now and hear that someone their life got taken from a group of gang. So he decides that, you know what, when I go out next time, or when I go out at night time, I'm going to arm myself with a weapon. You know what I'm saying? The reason why he's got the weapon, he says it's to defend himself, but the reason why he's really got it is because he's scared. I don't hear what I'm saying. He's scared. You know what I'm saying? Some people carry CS gas on them. Why do they carry that? Because they're scared. And this is what the media's job is to do, is to scare all of us. That's why I don't watch the news, my friend. Because no fear lives here. You know what I'm saying? We're defenders. We don't deal with none fear here. You know what I'm saying? All we do, we pray to God, ask God for the blood of Jesus to protect us, and we walk out there bold, and we go on our everyday duty. You know what I'm saying? But when we're in our house and when we're out there, let me tell you something. No fear lives here. God bless you guys.